What a good one.
That was amazing. That was one of my favourite episodes. Like, we
Hilarious,
just
wasn't
laughed
it?
so much.
Our first ever spit take, I think,
Yeah.
came from someone in the episode. You have to keep an eye out for that.
Lovely people.
Yeah, hilarious. I think we ruined Hayley Ellis's day, though. I think we've given her a lot to think about.
I think she's going to go home and have a crisis.
We were all over the shop, weren't we? When it went from talking about just general
conspiracies, pedos,
flat earth, fake moon landings,
ghosts,
ghosts,
witches masturbating.
Yeah, all of that is to come. But before then, we've got something for you. It's an advert for Patreon. See that? Snuck up on you, didn't it? It's like Cameron sneaking into this room. We're on Patreon. If this is your first time watching us, because you've come over from the Warriors podcast, welcome. Our Patreon is jam-packed full of things, isn't it?
Everyone says our Patreon is amazing because we put so much content on there.
So much content. You get something new every week. It'll either be an extra episode a week. It'll either be a live show that we do, live talent show every week. A special, which some of the past specials have been burlesque,
VR,
bake off, axe throwing, sports day, Dungeons and Dragons.
I wrote down a horrible set that he had to do.
I had to go and do a set. We've done an interview at a swingers house, which is a 2-part documentary essentially, where we went around the swingers house and we interviewed them.
Talent show in a swingers house.
Yeah, that's all over there. £3, and you get an extra episode of podcasting. It's usually just me and Amy. Sometimes we have a group of us.
You're just supporting us as well. Like you help us have a wage so that we can go on to make stupid, insane working class.
Yeah. And they're getting the ideas are getting madder because of your help.
Like that's the thing with us is the ideas never stop.
No.
Some people are like, oh, I don't know what to do, and we're like, oh well, we've got stuff planned.
We need you to help us,
but we need your support to bring it to fruition.
So just £3 a month you can start at. £5 you get a print off of us, and you get discounts on live show tickets and merch. £10 you get a signed print and a members only club card and a free ticket to every live show that we do, live talent show that we do. Just 1 second, sorry, Barry Dodds is ringing me. Hello mate, you alright?
Hi y'all.
So just £3 a month, you get access to all the back catalogue that's on there, and all the future stuff that comes. If you want to pay a bit more, you can pay £5 a month. You get a print, and you get discounts on tickets and merch.
You also get 7 days early access to the public episodes.
That's £3 as well, yeah. And you get if you spend a tenner, you'll get signed print, a members only club card, and you get a free live talent show ticket every month.
Yes.
And also the most important thing is you're supporting your 2 favourite Northern Stoners.
Hey.
But yeah, so sign up to Patreon, patreon.com/The Mild High Club, just the £3 a month. And yeah, to help support the podcast and enjoy this week's episode with Barry Dodds and Hayley Ellis.
It's proper good.
Here we go.
The Mild High Club. The Mild High Club. The Mild High Club.
Right, we're back. We're here. We're going straight in.
Welcome.
We're joined by Barry Dodds and Hayley Ellis, everybody, of the Warriors pod.
Hey. So do you like worrying?
Love it.
Straight in with that, yeah.
Absolutely love it.
So tell me, do you worry? What is worrying?
What's your biggest worry?
Everything.
Everything.
We worry about everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a spiral of negative thinking that requires...
I think using my people.
Spiraling abyss.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not quite as bad as you, because you're like, no. I don't think I've fucking ran over a camel, do I? You did.
Yeah. But
you ran over the camel?
Straight in there, thank you.
Sorry.
Explain yourself.
No, that's when I was really bad. I was paranoid that I was knocking things over when I was driving, and I went to Knowsley Safari Park and I was worried I'd clipped a camel. But that was I only get like
the thing is
period to make. I'm making them look like the normal ones.
Yeah,
like, what is this?
It's a camel.
Yeah, the thing is with the camel, they've got their own built-in speed bumps though, so unless it went then you're all right.
But you're like, I think you're quite consistent with yours.
Yeah.
Whereas mine is like, I'll be like normal spike.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay,
spike,
yeah.
Whereas you're like consistently manic.
forever.
I'm just gonna, sorry.
Yeah. So. Well, that's going to worry me now. I'm going to be like, oh,
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just you were a little bit quiet, isn't it? That was all. So how have you been anyway? Were you chilling? Good?
Yeah, good. Nice
A bit
to see
stressed?
you. No, I'm all right.
All right,
I'm actually
considering?
feeling all right.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a manic drive.
I thought you were going to be all flustered when you got here, but you're
No,
all
I'm
right.
sound. I love walking in and just cracking on with
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's like me mate Dave, he's got this thing about turning up to gigs. And the closer, it's like his own little personal competition, where the closer he can arrive to the gig to going on stage, the better.
No, I don't like that.
So he, like at the Frog, if I'm comparing, he'll text me and say, I'm in the car outside. And then I can go on and compare. He'll walk from the car onto the stage, then get off the stage and into the car and go
Is
again.
that because he doesn't like the waiting bit?
Doesn't like anyone. Someone said to me in the dressing room once, they said, well, I think it was the Saturday night show, we'd done like 5 gigs or something by that point. They went, it'd be really nice to meet Dave at some point. And he never said hello to anyone in the green room. I said to him downstairs, I just went, you can't go and say hello to everyone. He went, why?
Why would I,
yeah,
He
fair.
did it when I was on with him a few weeks ago, and he was opening. So he literally come about 2 minutes before, went on, and then as he was walking off, he's like, all right, I'm going now. And he opened the green room door, went to Eric Russian. What did he say to him? It was something like, "Knobhead" or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then just shut the door, and Eric's like, who's that? Dave is like, I was like, are you mates? And he's like, I've never met him, or something like that. It's really funny.
Oh, that's funny. That stressed me out. That leaving it like a minute
I
before
like
you're on
that.
stage. Nah,
It's like it when we were at Download the last time I saw you, and none of the acts were there
Yeah.
because the traffic was horrific, the worst, because I lived
was
next to where
awful, that, wasn't
Download
it? Yeah.
is, and there were people like the local spotted groups were
Yeah.
great. They were all like, "Oh, Download! It took me 4 hours to get to it."
oh,
this
that's a
morning."
nightmare. I was saying, if you live around there and you're just trying to go to the shop,
You just forget it.
Oh, mate.
You just
Yeah.
forget it, and
Loads of metal heads
proper
walking
bad.
around, you just want some milk.
There was just
People
no
having a piss
like
in
you
your
couldn't
garden and
drive
that.
anywhere. Like you could not move
No.
in the traffic. It took 2 hours to drive half a mile.
yeah.
Like a genuine half a mile.
You made it though, because I know Scott.
I got there early because I like getting there early. I don't like that
Well, you
rocking
see,
up.
I wanted to get there early because I knew that Scott was Scott Bennett rang me in a panic, and I was
Right.
like, "Oh shit, I better set off now."
See, I didn't even think it was going to be that bad. I was just like, I want to get there, get in, have a chill, walk around, have a beer, whatever. And so I turned up well before I was meant to be on. And then he went, yeah, you're going to have to jump on in 5 minutes. I was like,
'Cause
okay.
were you on
You're
after
doing
me?
2 hours.
I was on straight after you pretty
Yeah,
much, yeah.
because I wasn't meant to be on till like 6:30,
Yeah.
but I ended up going on at 4 o'clock. I literally walked in, and I was like, "Do you want to go on after?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, brilliant." I got it out.
Sweating. Yeah.
Done then, innit, yeah?
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
I went
can
on
I
twice,
can I
mate.
apologise to you both for something that this is what that, like about when you say something to someone, you do this and you overthink it and you're like,
Yeah.
oh God, I hope they haven't. When I saw you both and I said to you, I said I've sone you've done your burlesque show,
Yeah.
and then you said, "Oh yeah, we've done it." And I just found out that you did. I didn't know you had it. I knew that you'd done it.
Yeah.
And I said, I've only seen little bits of it.
Oh, yeah,
But what
yeah.
I actually said was, I went, I've only seen little snatches.
Yeah.
Right? And that is honestly, because you looked at me and you went, she's right there. And I went, oh, no, I did. I just meant little snatches of footage. I didn't. And that has gone round in my head.
I mean, it is quite bad, that one.
That is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it didn't
I'm.
help me not letting it go, was it?
Yeah,
It's right there, that's
yeah, you did. I'm so sorry. that is my download memory now. Not the
so
going on
funny.
stage in front of everyone.
Also, now I'm thinking, why have you only seen Amy's bits? Because like,
I know, yeah, I was there.
But no,
In every
I
clip.
didn't say anybody's.
no, I know you didn't see. I mean, on clips.
Oh, the clips.
Yeah.
It's obviously something you are thinking about. Because
Well, I am now.
that's why she's got the cushion there.
Is that just
Yeah.
for me?
Eyes off.
You need a hashtag on that.
Yeah, well, I didn't even think about that interaction afterwards. And
Oh
it's funny
really?
that you-
I was in the car going back with Ash, and I was just like,
Yeah.
It's quite nice
It
to say
happens
it
a
now and have some closure and
Yeah,
talk
round
about
it off.
yeah, just get it out and just.
But Matt Reed was like, "Oh, you look like you do that anyway." That type of thing.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But it happens to me all the time. Like we was at the VR place. Do you remember? And I can't remember what it was.
Like, you just look like you do VR anyway.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the but someone was saying, "Oh, you look like," and then the man who owns the VR was like a stripper.
Oh right.
it's in the special.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember
I thought it was quite funny, but it just happened a lot.
Yeah, I think is it not because burlesque's a bit sort of like alternative, and you're obviously quite alternative. So
maybe.
Stop being a slag.
That's the irony. I've only slept with 2 men.
I'm quite annoyed that I've never been asked that on burlesque now. I'm like,
well,
oh man.
Yeah, it must be the tattoos or something.
I emceed an amateur burlesque night once.
oh, they're great. I've
Wow.
done one of them.
Some very nervous people doing them.
yeah.
Very nervous, and I had to go on an MC after it, and that was
Amateur.
quite difficult.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
news-
open mic scene of burlesque.
New
I
stuff for the
imagine
burlesque.
Yeah.
It's like mad, innit?
Worse
Getting
than,
gonged off at the burlesque
a
and that.
nervous stripper.
Yeah.
Like,
They were really nervous, yeah.
like,
so
I
that-
mean, well, that was us, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Well, not
didn't look
really, though.
nervous, though.
I was
Yeah.
nervous waiting to go on, but when I was on stage, I was like, no.
your zone.
turn into a
I'm not
right
nervous,
slag.
me, yeah.
you should've
Someone
said-
said I was a little slut. I was like, fucking hell.
Barry. Oh no, I never meant that. I meant little.
No, I've got. I compared one where it was and it was like amateur burlesque and amateur pole dancing. And yeah, it was. The pole was a bit thicker than normal.
Yours? Your pole?
Just a bit reinforced, yeah.
I can't imagine that you were the most sensitive after it as well, you know.
So, but a friend of mine does it, and they sent me a link, and they said, "Oh, this is our sketch." And I'm not being funny, right? And I know you get nervous when I start talking about
Oh
it.
no.
It's all right. It's our show. You don't have to worry.
Well, one of them's a little person, and proper going for it,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. But what
Doing what? Pole dancing or burlesque?
both
Oh, okay.
both really going for it,
Yeah.
really good at it.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not criticising them at all, but they do it in all the gear. But all I
Here we
could
go.
think was, who's making like gear in that size?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's off the dark web, that stuff, innit?
Exactly, that's what I said. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, there's no child section in Ann Summers. Do you know what I
I
mean?
hope this isn't what you said on the mic. Well done. Give it up.
Where the fuck you buy them from? That's hilarious.
Tiny,
yeah.
tiny
Someone's
little
making them, innit?
stripper shoes.
I have to go into like Build-A-Bear or something. Ask them to make one and go, you can just leave the bear out of it though.
I can see you nervous already.
It's fine, it's us that'll get it, don't worry. It's not yours.
I feel like I'm really ignoring you. I'm
I
sorry.
know, it's
I'm
awkward
sorry.
angles. It's all right.
Sorry, pal.
No, we
I'm
have to-
Cameron, by the way.
Oh, hello, Cameron. Nice to meet you. I'm very cracking
yeah.
Tash.
We might try and set up the
I'm here
room
as well, by the way.
so we get Cameron over there, innit?
All right.
Would that make more sense? So he's like
That'd be
sort
good,
of
then you can,
facing us
Yeah,
all.
so you can, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm facing you there.
Yeah, I do like seeing you, to
All
be
right.
honest.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe we'll have to get your head on that screen.
Okay, live stream.
So
them
then,
to see it.
yeah, you can see him
That
there.
Holly from Redwall.
Right. So we was going to talk about manifesting.
Oh, yeah.
Heard you love manifesting.
We were talking about this the other day, wasn't it? Because I was talking about on our podcast how I'm trying to get into manifesting. You can't get your head around it, can you? But Amy's telling me she's into manifesting now. Listen to this, though. She wanted a little dog. She got a little dog.
You got two.
I wrote my manifestation list for 2020 was pets. Pets was on there. And
And
then,
you know what unachievable pets are?
well, well, I wasn't.
Yeah, well, we didn't
looking.
buy it.
I didn't buy. I was like, they will come to us. And then on the 9th
Just in
of
the park.
December,
She ran
we
through the
did-
park with sausages every
try
day.
to rob a cat.
Trying to nick a cat.
No, we didn't try it. Like, a cat come into our house, and Amy
No.
was like, this is our cat now. And I was like, no, we can't have a cat here.
I've had
She was
that
like,
cat in
this is
my
our
house.
now. And then, yeah, we found
I
out.
lured him all the way from the street because it kept following us, and I was like, it wants to live with us. So I'm obliging.
I worry about people doing that to my cat.
But it
Cats
scratched
have
me,
got-
and then I
We
threw
do
it out.
exist.
Yeah, you do it. This is why I've got This
Yeah.
is why I've
This is
taken.
why you worry, yeah?
No, I've put an air tag on my cat.
An air tag.
Yeah,
Right.
He's got a house cat.
Yeah.
So what's the point in
Oh.
that?
because it gets out.
case it gets what in your spare room and you can't
But the thing is, it's
Yeah.
only a little cat, so
Yeah.
it can't put its chin down
Like
properly 'cause
Flavor
it's got this
Flav.
big- Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's got this massive thing on, but I can see where it is at any
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
People
that's nice.
do that. Like they'll steal other people's
Yeah.
cats because they start feeding them. Then they're like, well, I'm going to come here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have like 2 homes for a bit. And then they just think,
Yeah.
oh, fuck it, I'll stay here because I'm getting more food.
Well, it
Yeah.
scratched me and I fucked it off.
Yeah.
So
Where did it scratch you?
just on my hand, like I was stroking it, and it was loving it, and then it went, nah, fuck off, actually. And I was like, hey, and I went, you know what, fuck you, and then threw it out. Because it made me bleed. I was like, nah, I'm not having that.
Kids, you know.
Coming into my house, coming into my house, making me bleed. Fuck off.
Oh, we're not. Yeah.
Why does your
Anyway.
kid scratch you? Does it? Does it make you bleed?
No, it's just mental.
On
Just
the
mental.
brain. Bleed on the brain.
Yeah.
So you've manifested.
Well, on the 9th of December 2022, we met John Charles at the Have a
After the
Word,
Have a Word live show,
live show.
Oh
the
yeah,
arena show.
And he was like, oh, I'm moving to Dubai and trying to rehome my sausage dogs, but they need to go like to the same place. So, and he was going in January, still hadn't found somewhere to take both of them. And I was like, your answer has arrived. We'll have both
You've
of them.
got 2 sausage
And then I went and
dogs.
told Dean, I was like, I've just got us 2 sausage dogs. He was like, from where would I pass?
How long are they?
What? What did you say?
How long are they?
How long are they? Pretty long.
Not this long.
You know why?
I've told you.
She told me that it was a trendy thing to have a sausage dog now, and that the longer the dog, the trendier.
The trendier it is.
Yeah. But she
Ooh.
said that there were videos on the internet where, like, you'd see a dog walking, it would just like go on and on. Like it was, you took the lie too far.
Yeah, to take it too far.
Yeah.
Because with Barry, you might want to do it during this show. You just slip a lie in
Yeah.
and he'll believe it. See how many we can get away with this episode.
No, but then I tell people, and everyone calls me a knobhead, and it's just like, and then the source of the lie gets away scot free. You know.
That's the fun bit.
Yeah. So have you got strong opinions against manifestation?
Not against it. I just don't know how it would work. Like I've thought every day for about the last 10 years about winning the lottery, and it hasn't happened.
You
do
put
you
the
do
lottery
you do
on?
the lottery though?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I do meet the universe halfway on that one,
Do you do it regularly?
if I remember.
There we go.
Here's what I think. Here's my theory. So, do you know, like when you watch motivational videos and it's like, you can do anything? I think that's like a masculine, in a way, it's sort of like a fatherly reassurance. And I think manifesting is like a feminine, motherly sort of way of like, you can do this. All you've got to do is put your mind to it. I think it's kind of the same thing, but one's masculine, one's feminine.
So what you're saying, that you need to whisper it into his ear?
No, it's like men don't seem to like resonate with it, and men are more into like
Because he don't
the
believe it.
motivational. But with the motivational manly stuff, that there's no guarantee
Don't
that.
believe that either.
Oh, okay. But there's no guarantee that that'll work either.
But he
But
does
it-
believe in ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's evidence of them, you know.
Well, I mean, there's evidence of our manifestation. We've
That
got
is
two
true.
dogs.
You've got 2
Dogs?
sausage dogs. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair
You
enough.
know,
I've
Yeah.
got vision boards. I believe in it. I'm more of a
Yeah.
manifester.
Yeah.
So vision boards is when you like put a picture down, like your scrapbook of everything that you want in the future. So you'd have, if you want loads of money, you'd put a picture of money on your vision board.
Right.
If you wanted like to live at the Apollo, you put a picture live at the Apollo.
and you look at it every day, and you fucking
So yours is
Manifest
currently
it
20
into
minutes
existence.
for Agraman.
A nice lawn.
But
Can
see,
I
when you
address
say
that, by the way, that I was worried about this in the car. I looked at me fingers when I was driving. Probably should have been looking at the road. But I've got dirty fingernails.
right,
And that's from from trying to lay some grass yesterday
Okay.
in a rush. So I'm not dirty. I've just been
gardening.
yeah, well, sort of. God, it was a bit.
He said to me on our podcast the other day, right? Because he's got some new turf for his lawn, and he's like, I'm going to do it of a night time because he's bought a knockoff. He's bought a
You look like
knockoff.
an instant serial killer.
That's what I said. I said
Can't
it's-
start digging in the garden at night time.
That's
No.
exactly what I said.
No, because I
Not with your back history of ghosts as well.
I priced up some turf and it was like 150 quid. But then I spoke to a mate who said, "I can get you that for 50."
Yeah.
Right, and then it arrived, but You know how normally it turns up like in rolls?
Yeah.
It turned up in like slabs, all like misshapen.
Right,
So you've
okay.
just been like down the local park or cemetery or
cutting them
something.
off.
Just like, he's basically just filled his
For
van
50
full of
quid,
grass.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm dead worried about me getting caught.
What if you've got a cursed bit from the graveyard?
Oh, we love that.
Well, it'd be in the garden, not in the house. That's all that matters to
I
me.
suppose.
Yeah, but they will float
Can they
into the
Can they
house.
not float in, though?
No, stuck to the grass.
Stuck to that little patch? Okay.
So I've been laying grass in the night.
Like a big jigsaw. Like a big
That's
grass
exactly
jigsaw.
what it was like. Yeah.
Trying
But,
to find the corners
turns out
and
I
that.
haven't got enough either. So it looks currently it's like a half-done jigsaw.
You need to
a
manifest
nightmare,
some
that.
more grass.
I need to
manifest
manifest
some.
some grass.
Has
Right
that- Has
podcast.
manifesting work for you then? That you.
No, but I have been
Well,
doing
it's
it.
done then, and it doesn't exist.
No, I have
Forget
been doing
it.
it. So like 1 year at Edinburgh, I was like, right, I'm gonna have a good Edinburgh. So I bought like full rooms, and I didn't get them.
Okay.
So
Just say it
but, like,
doesn't
I
exist.
did a
Hayley.
vision board, but I just
Yeah.
don't stick to it. Like these are the things I go through like fads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it,
Yeah.
and then I'll do it for like a couple of weeks, and then if it don't work, I'm like, right, fuck this shit.
It's like going to the gym in it.
dieting.
Yeah, you want to lose weight and you don't lose weight in 2 days, so you go, fuck this. It's never going to work. And
Yeah.
that, yeah. Well, like, do you know that, like, when you're saying you manifest and winning the lottery, are you picturing yourself winning it in the future?
Oh, I've visualized myself in
Or do you,
my new
do,
home.
do you
what
live
you're
in the
spending it on.
energy of, like, I have it in my bank account now? Do you know what I mean?
Tell us what your
That's
new
what you-
home looks like.
Yeah.
That's what manifestation's meant to be like.
Isolated.
No one.
Middle of nowhere, huge walls, CCTV everywhere.
Full lawn.
Stronghold.
Full
Full on, yeah.
Slide.
watchtower, like all private land where I've made the rules. So if you come in it, you know, like Area 51 where they're allowed to shoot you. It's
Got
like
your
that.
own law.
Can I bring
But
this up?
Northumberland, yeah.
Barry's got CCTV in every room. Is that? Don't you think that's strange?
No,
Yep.
Every room.
Every room, like Big Brother.
not the toilet.
Okay, that's all right then.
But bedroom, living room.
What's
I don't know.
why?
Doesn't say where the cat is when I'm not at home.
What's the obsession?
Why?
What's
You've
with the
got it
tag then?
tagged and
Do you have a tag on it?
Getting trapped everywhere.
Trying to avoid the fucking lasers and that round the house, like fucking hell.
It's gonna have one of those like the fucking Handmaiden's Tale. Got a collar. Terrifying.
No, it saves money on spending money in a cattery when I go away. So like if I go up to my parents for a few days, I don't
Yeah.
have to put it in the cattery. I just put 4 bowls of food out,
Yeah.
and then I can have a look where it is from afar.
Or if it, will it not eat all 4 bowls of food instantly and then? Because our dogs would definitely do that.
No, cats only eat a
Just
little bit.
looking at the camera crying.
Yeah, our dog would eat all 4 bowls
I've
and
seen
then
Garfield.
just be ill for about an hour
Yeah.
and then be starving for 4 days.
Yeah.
no, Dave would eat all the food and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Dolly would have nothing.
Definitely.
Then you'd eat dollar.
Can I tell you, just reminded me of something. When I did my Edinburgh show, like first one I did was like loosely based on me and my dog, right? And I had this idea. I don't know if I told you this. So I had this thing in the show, like a callback, where I'd like had a doggy cam. So I go, I'm going to dial in now and see what my dog's up to, and he'd be doing nothing. And then the end joke was I dialed in. He was having a party. There's like loads of other dogs. In there.
But poker.
But one of the things I tried. Smoking. Yeah.
That would be great.
But one of the ideas I tried at a preview, it's so funny because it died
Yeah.
a death. So it was Lou Conrad did it for me. And I was like, oh, darling, see if my dog's there. And Lou just walks in and shot in a dressing gown. I went, oh, it's me flatmate. And she sits down next to the dog and she starts itching a bit. Oh my God, get that off. But like Lou took it too far. So she itched a bit and she goes, and the audience were like, no. Like, no.
That's dead funny, that though.
It was funny, but like they just went literally they're like, no.
They must have took it too seriously.
Yeah.
It actually is.
Too real.
Yeah.
That's mad.
So no, not a manifesting.
No, it's manifesting.
That's what we.
No, I'm willing to give anything a try. I'm very open-minded.
Yeah.
So I'll keep visualizing.
It's no harm in just visualising it.
manifested seeing a ghost.
I did. I saw a ghost. What else have I manifested?
So there we go. That concludes the
Manifest some pod
conversation.
chat, Barry.
Sorry.
Have you got anything more?
Manifest a joke.
Manifest what?
A joke.
Manifest a joke. Right, how's this turned?
He meant a chat.
Oh,
I said a
manifest a
chat.
chat. Oh, right. Oh, I see. I see.
Taking it very personal.
So,
Someone has asked here that's relating to the manifesting a ghost. Naomi Mitchell is a pod legend, isn't
shout
she?
out, yeah.
Pod ledge.
You know, maybe
They've got a question for you, Barry. They say,
Okay.
"What's the weirdest paranormal experience you've had?"
Seen a ghost, probably.
It's got to be up there, yeah.
Pretty up there.
Next question.
Move on.
Stood in the corner, looking at me.
What was the ghost that you're seeing?
It was horrible.
Is it the one in the vaults?
Yeah,
right.
Edinburgh,
Okay, I think we
yeah,
spoke
it
about
was
it last
stood-
time. innit?
Yeah, we spoke about it last time.
What
It
was
was
what did its face look like?
sort of quite sort of oval. I can't. It was so far away that I couldn't make any out like any defined features, but it had like dark sunken eyes and.
Could be me.
Want to do a podcast, Barry?
Harry, over here.
I've manifested me mate. No, it was just not. It wasn't very
Did you
pleasant.
see its nose and its mouth?
Not defined.
So
not-
just the
not
eyes?
Clearly. The eyes were the bit that struck me the most, and how tall it was. It was really tall.
Little
Yeah,
Slender Man action.
yeah, it
Amy
wasn't
was
very
saying
nice.
she's seen one. She spoke to you about this last time.
Saw a little boy, but I saw it was next to me when I turned around. But I also understand it might be a hallucination, or I might be schizophrenic.
Here on the Mild High Club, you might have hallucinated.
Well,
was on a dragon.
yeah. And it was like I could see his hands were like porcelain. Like that's how clearly I saw his hands. And the fabric of his like shirt was like rolling up. Like
That
that's
is
how
something
Oh,
clear
blimey.
I saw it.
Oh.
And obviously I didn't expect it to be there. Whatever it was, hallucination or ghost.
Is it in your house?
It was in my ex's house, and it was
Tim's Dean.
and that was an old like train station or something.
Oh, blimey.
And then I ran and got under the covers, and I was like, "Nope, don't want to see you. Thanks for coming, but I don't want to see you."
Porcelain hands is
It's scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever done DMT?
No.
Done mushrooms.
That because my drug days are long behind me. It was only a couple of years of it, but I know that I want to try that. I want to try DMT.
Yeah.
I want to do it properly
Yeah.
as well. I don't mean like all the niff-naff of going to like other countries and meditating for days. I mean just getting to the good bit of
Yeah,
like,
there's smoking it, the little 15 minute one. That
yeah,
one.
yeah.
We
And
want
then
to do that.
because
Defo.
apparently it's what's bizarre about it is that people when they have these trips, because Milo was telling me, when they come out the trip, they've seen the same things.
There's a lot of that, like someone told us a story that someone was doing it like constantly, like say like once every other day, like to really get involved in it.
Yeah.
And he was like spending time with these like entities, like he got to know this group of entities, right? And then he stopped doing it, and his mate done it, and then when his mate come back off the trip, he was like, "Hey, they were asking for you." Like they were like, "Where's Scott?
Like a spirit.
Where's Scott? We haven't seen him for ages." And he
Oh,
was
maybe.
like, and he was like, "Tell him he needs to come back." Like,
Here's another weird story
That's
as well.
mad.
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our mate Paul Terry, he was telling us about he met someone who was like, was he just meditating? Or I don't know if he was tripping, but he was going to this place all the time. And he said, "Oh, you're going to meet this girl." And then he found the girl in real life, and she was like, "Oh, I've been told I'm going to meet you."
Weird.
That's weird, isn't it? And so they met, like, knowing that they was going to meet each other.
Oh wow!
Wow.
We watched a big talk on people they've been intravenously doing DMT for like longer periods of time,
First, like
an
clinical
hour,
trial of
like
it.
half an hour long trips and that, so they can start mapping out like the DMT realm. And what were they all saying about it?
That the purpose of this is to live morally.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And there isn't. They was asking, like, should we be doing this? Like, are we even meant to be delving into this sort of thing, or is this not for humans to do? And they was like, no, you're welcome here. Like,
Just like Sims.
And apparently, like,
yeah.
pretty much. Well, that's what we were saying about this being a simulation, though. Do you get what I mean?
I
This
come in before
simulation
Barry,
theory.
Before you arrived, and what did you say?
I
Sims.
was like, it's all a game.
Yeah,
It's
she was
all a
like,
game.
No, yeah.
something. She was like, is that part of the game? I was like, "No, it's like 3 o'clock."
No, she was explaining something and then went, so if this all is a game, like we'd all agreed that it was a game.
That's I think, because it might be a simulation theory is backed by a lot of scientists. Like,
So do you think someone's sat there now playing us?
No, well, I think they
Maybe.
go through life to learn lessons, and that they choose certain lives to live to learn
what Neil deGrasse
lessons.
Tyson thinks, though. Sorry, go on.
But then they saying about when they go to this DMT realm, apparently they check like the back of your neck and that, and they go, oh, this one hasn't died. This one's here
On a trip.
on a trip. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So if this cord's severed, they've died, and now they're there permanently. Mad.
Wow.
Yo,
I
no,
don't-
yo, no.
Well, I don't do any drugs, so to me, this is like.
It's mad. Yeah, it's mad.
But you can go to these places and like
So what are they looking for in your neck?
Graham Hancock had
It's
a
the
novel
Matrix.
put in his head, and then he'd come back and wrote the novel off his trip. Yeah,
Yeah.
a full novel.
Hey, mate, get some new material.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the new Edinburgh show.
There's a question from
Fuming on about that one there.
But imagine if they looked at your neck, they're like, oh no, they're just fat. They're just rolling that fat.
You might go get some pod chat.
Hang on, what is this happening?
There's a question from Stephen Enyon for Barry about games. So he's saying, I want to know the most hours Barry's ever put into a game franchise.
Gears of War
I've been
3.
so curious for ages.
go.
Gears of War.
Gears of War
How
3.
how many hours?
Like one relationship's worth. I can be very specific. It's one relationship's worth, and the game ended around about the same time as the relationship because I didn't have anywhere to live after that.
Nowhere to plug it in.
Look at that.
A lot of hours. It's quite highly ranked in the world on.
In the world?
Yeah,
It's mad, though.
yeah. I like stuff like if I get into a game, I get proper. Like even like Forza Horizon 5,
Yeah.
the top 0.05% in the world on
It's
it.
like OnlyFans.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. That. Top 0.5% on Forza.
COUGHLIN from The Frog is like huge in the
OnlyFans world.
Eve.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Who's paying for that?
Someone for everyone.
He's like, yeah, this like virtual world. He's like, you know, like, have you seen him in the street? They'd like bow to him and stuff because he's
Oh, what
like,
does
On
he
what?
do?
He goes to Iceland and everything for like the meetups and everything, and like
game
Colin's
is it?
like the king. Eve.
Colin's like their king.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like
What is
King of
it?
the Goblins. Something like that.
Just like Beat the Frog. I've done Beat the Frog though. What's the game like? Is it like World of Warcraft style game? Or?
No, they all sit about in imaginary spaceships, like plotting where they're going to move their spaceships to, and they can get involved in wars and that. But the thing is, they've invested so much real life money.
So it's a bit like
into-
D&D,
Oh.
kind of. but
Sort
like
of, yeah.
virtual, like-
And so they're living in this virtual world
Yeah,
where
right,
they're moving
okay.
their spaceships around, and
And he's
Colin's
like
the
king in
commander.
there?
Yeah.
That's
So I
so
got the
funny.
biggest spaceship of everyone.
Biggest virtual
It's a sci-fi
spaceship.
That's
strategy
so
game.
funny.
Yeah, and
I,
he's
sorry, I have wrote down a little bit from that trial, that clinical trial on DMT.
Yeah.
So when he come back, one of them said, get to know yourself as a light body so you can build up the solar body and go through death intact. That's like the
What does
mission
that
of...
mean?
What does it even mean?
I know.
It's like a riddle, that.
Yeah, it is. So you meant to like live morally and like, I don't... Then I think it's...
But if you live in a morally, if you, like,
no,
what,
live morally.
but in here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so is classing drugs live, like, is that,
Immoral,
yeah.
doing drugs. It depends who you're asking though, isn't it? Like,
I think
there's
drugs
a
and
difference
medicine.
between taking a spiritual plant like
Yeah.
ayahuasca and doing a bag of beak that you got
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
on the.
Puffing
There's a
blues.
slight
Yeah.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, some drugs are used medicinally.
Some of it's plant
Yeah,
medicine,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah.
Like marijuana's a medicine. plant
Even
medicine.
ayahuasca, that was like, how many plants are there in the Amazon? That was 2 plants combined. And like one, if you take them individually, nothing happens. You have to take them
DMT's in
together.
loads of stuff. It's just that your body breaks down the enzyme of it.
And the
So they found a plant that counteracts the enzyme so that your body doesn't break it down, and then you go on this big mad like 7-hour
and the
trip or whatever.
ancient Amazonians, I don't know, they was saying that they was told by spirits that you need to do that one and that one together.
He only eats bloody sausage and mash every night. So people like combining those 2 things.
By the way, I know that when you said you got to know your light body, I know you looked at me like you fucking did. You looked at me like light.
Said it more difficult.
Sat with your cushion on
know,
you.
I said that.
Yeah, exactly.
So does thinking about like space and the vastness of the universe and all that, does that worry you?
Well, I don't think about it because I don't
No.
smoke weed.
No.
So like, I'd think about that maybe if I watch Star Trek or something.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, that because that has that been found yet? That
Done.
submarine.
They're done.
Dead.
Is it done?
I mean, they've ran out of oxygen. They're done.
I checked before I left, and it had ran out of oxygen. But they're saying it depends on how well they've conserved it on board. Now, there's 3 of them really experienced who'll have known to like no talking,
Just
no
chilling.
panicking, don't
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
It's
Because
easy to say don't panic,
But
innit?
you're gonna be like, like you're gonna like
Don't panic.
Like you're not like
I was saying, what if because there's a dad and a lad on there, isn't
Yeah.
there? What if they killed the other 3 for more air?
Yeah. Because I
That's a
imagine
point.
as well being
It
like
is a
the
point.
dad looking across at your 19-year-old child going, I've paid $250,000 to kill you.
I know it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stupid.
it's still being classed as a search and rescue. So
Yeah.
That's
still-
hopelessly optimistic.
You're right though, because you
is.
would. But then would you just like hold your breath for a little bit? But then they're getting more air than you, aren't you?
They haven't got a CO2 scrubber, so they've probably poisoned themselves anyway with CO2.
No, there's a scrubber on the back of it, but the oxygen supply still only. It can
Oh,
only
I
go.
said I've heard that there was no CO2 scrubber.
No, it can only go through. Like it's obviously
So many times.
thinning down as it
Right.
goes on. It's like, what was it, 96 hours worth or something, and then it's just.
See stuff
Fuck
like that I
that is.
think about.
Yeah.
I've thought about that. I've been a bit.
Amy put me in a bad spiral last night. I had a smoke and I had an edible. I was
got
just
into
like,
bed
I was
and I
in
was
bed like, I feel. And she went, just think about them fellas now. Just in the bottom of the sea, blackness outside, can't
How
even
scary is
stand
that
up,
window? I don't look
know.
like looking
can't
out the window
breathe.
like normal.
One of them's in there with the
Imagine
sun.
that crack
Never going to
up.
see the mum again. Just in there, just panicking, just sheer panic at the bottom of the sea. No one's coming to find you. And I was like, oh my.
Anyway, night night, babe.
I was like, please, can we talk about anything else? Anything else, please? It was proper. I felt the room like closing in on me. It was horrible.
What would you do if it was you then? If
It's
you
just
if you
so
was.
cramped.
I just
You're in
boot the
there.
window in
If
and
you
let
were
it
in
just
there, what
collapse
would-
in on
Do
itself.
you know what I say?
I just go,
put the window
done,
through
done
and then
You die instantly then, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'd rather.
I
see you
slowly
later.
suffocate next to
Yeah.
the Titanic. You're all right. I'll
Yeah.
get this over and done with. It's like download. Get me on first.
Yeah.
Snatch the light down. Like,
Get me on, let's go. Fuck this.
Just get this over and done with.
Yeah, mad. But I seen even the things are like there's only like 11 bolts in it, and they were hand wrenched
but-
bolts and
it's
stuff.
proper
You're like,
sketchy
fucking
how
what's
they've
yous
made
doing?
it.
There's loads of like it's supposed to float up to the surface if something goes wrong.
That's the
right?
thing. But have you seen what
You
their
can't-
ballast is? It's like
What?
old scaffolding pipes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like from.
But also they can't open it from the inside, so you're just gonna
Even if it does
suffocate
bob up, you're just suffocating on the
on the
surface.
top.
have a better view though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awful. Sorry.
I try and boot the window open then.
better views you watch your child die.
Oh, don't say
Fucking
that.
hell.
No, I meant like outside.
Look out the window, love.
Oh, Joe, I feel bad about that. That'll
Get the
keep me up
window.
all night.
It's like one of those where you just, I get fucking boiling in
Fresh air.
here.
Yeah.
Keep tapping.
Oh God, it is bleak, innit?
Yeah, I didn't think about
It's
that.
horrendous.
Just kicking the window in when you get to the surface. That makes more sense.
Do you know what? Do you know about space?
But then you
Sorry,
just lost at sea.
this is
What?
going off topic. You know when you said about space and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, when we went Disney, I went one of those.
This is going to be the same, isn't it?
Exactly the same. Do you know when I went Disney? I went one of those virtual things.
Yeah.
Right, where they like you going up in a spacecraft, and I couldn't handle that.
No.
And it was literally just shaking a bit. I was like, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick. I thought, and that was like for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But you'd have that. How long does it take to get to space?
I don't know.
I think I'd love that.
You wouldn't.
I'd
Honestly.
love. I watched the launch sequence from Armageddon more than I've
There's
watched
a difference
any
between
bit.
watching it than being in it.
It's pretty realistic. It's pretty intense. 7 minutes long. That is. I'm obsessed with that scene.
Right then, I'll get behind that chair now and just do that.
7 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope like one of them's been documenting it like on the phone or something.
Like
So,
keeping a record
diary.
of it. Yeah.
Because I follow this horrible Twitter. That's because of you. Because we have a Warriors
It's all your
Twitter
fault.
account now.
Yeah.
It'll recommend, like the
Yeah.
Elon Musk's thing, recommending things they think you'll like. And because it's on our joint Warriors one, it comes up morbid facts, right?
Oh, I'm on that.
No, it doesn't.
on that.
It's not just me. It's just it.
Fight Haven and morbid facts.
I think me and Barry are on the same
I
Instagram.
don't watch fight
Same
video.
Twitter.
You must do. Well, now I do.
I like world's most mental accidents and stuff like that, where it's just like somebody walking along, and all of a sudden like a jumbo jet lands and all. So like
Oh,
those
freak
sort of
out.
I
videos.
seen a
It's mad
compilation
out there.
of tyres like just coming out of nowhere and just twatting into
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they come in at like 70 mile an hour and just go, like people having a conversation and one just goes, poof, and a tyre just takes them out and they're
yeah.
like, where the fuck's my mate gone?
I never tired of them.
Mad. This is mad.
You've been smoking.
Yeah. It's mental.
I'm on this giant tire. Took him out. I'm like, all right, dude.
I love that you're more concerned about the bloke's confusion as opposed to the main
I
speaker.
just put myself in situations, mate.
But
There's a horror film about a
Rubber.
killer tire. Yeah, rubber.
But that's like a sentient tyre,
Is it?
that one in it, yeah. This is just like, there was one of like a fella driving and a tyre come off a car next to him, went under his car and he just goes doop, into the air.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, what? How, like, so that can happen now? Like,
That's enough. That's why for someone
Mad.
who's on the Warriors, and then I have that looking at that,
Yeah.
and that morbid facts was showing them like pictures that people have took just before they died.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
ones of like people before the tsunami, and like of them like on the holiday, and that was like the last picture. So it's on their road,
yeah.
like this is like
The camera roll and that, yeah.
yeah. And there was this one the other day. It was horrific. It was these two girls who were like trekking in the outback. Have you seen
This was
it?
a big story. This.
Yeah, and it was the last picture they took
Yeah.
before they disappeared, and then the bodies were found.
And it's horrible because they knew that somebody was after them and they were using their camera to sort of. The worst one I saw was a guy
But
who.
you don't look at them apparently, so
Well, I do now because you're clicking on the link.
Because you're following them, yeah.
The last photographs taken by a murderer, and it's of a girl he'd taken out. And honestly, she's just stood and it's just
horrible.
horrible. It was on
Yeah.
the same thing as that one, the last photo taken,
Yeah.
but it's just really unnerving.
Yeah.
But
Have
I
you
don't
read,
just watch them.
Have you read Albert Fish's letter? He was a serial killer of children. Have you read it? It's awful. It's
I
awful.
tried to read like
Sounds awful.
Happy books, Harry Potter and
a
that.
bit of rom-com.
I think I'm having a bad trip now.
Spiraled quick there, haven't we?
Yeah, it's gone very.
Have you read
really
Albert
dark,
Fisher's
this.
last letter?
It's awful. So I think he writes it to the mother of the child he killed.
Oh my!
Oh my god.
Yeah, and because I think the mum trusted him to take her to a party, and she's like, "You let her sit on my knee, and I decided I was gonna eat her."
Oh.
Horrible, isn't it?
Anyway, it's Gears of War. Gears
War
is the one.
3.
Yeah, I put about
A
3 years
relationship
into it
worth.
and got really highly ranked, and then my missus just said, "I've had enough. This isn't a life. Get out."
This isn't a life.
Yeah,
Left
yeah.
you for Colin. The Goblin King.
Oh, so
Have you
games.
seen that clip? It's everybody'll know it, but the Dungeons World of Warcraft team, who've obviously been working together for lots of years. Do you know which one?
The
I mean?
Leroy Jenkins
Leroy
one?
Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just some team who've been working together for years. One of them just fucking snaps.
Yeah.
And then they're all like planning the move meticulously, and he just goes, "Leroy Jenkins!"
Just runs in on his
and
own.
then just
like, fuck
runs
off.
into this battle, and all of them get
Oh,
killed.
I think I have seen
And they're all
that,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah. so stupid, isn't it?
So simulation theory.
Yeah, can we get off dead kids?
Have you done much VR?
No, right.
Bits and bobs are quite.
Would you think that might end up in the future of like so indistinguishable from real life?
No, I
Do
don't
you never
think
think?
it will.
Well,
No.
this is simulation theory. So Neil deGrasse Tyson reckons it's much more likely
Oh my
that
god!
we are in a game that we don't realise being played by like Sims. Because how long till Sims is able to make a game on Sims, and then there's another world in Sims that the Sims can play? And he was like, it's much more likely that that's happened and we're one of the replicas than we are the original.
Well, we need to get someone better playing us then.
Do better, will you?
I'm level one.
Fucking hell.
I need Colin playing me.
Put me stamina levels up, will you? I'm knackered.
There's no cheat codes for this game.
Fucking hell.
I
just
want
get a
who's playing
backpack.
Ro.
Yeah, exactly. If you're listening, press EB. Is EBB? No, slim stamina up. Walking to gigs.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is mad when the scientists are like, yeah, could be happening now. You're like, what do you mean? Like, you're the science guys. You're the ones that are meant to go, nah, it's a load of shite. But like, no, yeah, it's entirely possible that could happen. You go,
But
okay, well,
that's
man, I don't know
why
what
I
to
was
think
thinking,
anymore.
like, manifesting and stuff. Maybe that is how you level up in the games with your mind.
That's how you actually play the game, by manifesting.
Because all the people that like Raw, it's like it's their mind, isn't it? Their mind is like,
I'm the
I
best.
can't-
I can do
I can't
this.
fail.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how you level up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because people who are like, I'm good at it, and they are though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elite athletes, like that's powerful mindset, isn't it? To be able to even just get like fighters getting through a camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just mindset, isn't it?
And
So-
SAS and all that.
Yeah.
That's all mind, isn't it? But then they were like, oh, your body's not hurting, it's just in your mind. But then I'm like, no, it is.
No, it is.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hitting real
My
Yeah.
bad.
bones
Yeah.
are aching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bones sigh.
Feel supreme.
Hey, do you want to feel supreme? Go on feelsupreme.co.uk. Get yourself some goodies.
Tell
Got
me
loads of stuff on there that make you feel good. Now. No, that one. Next
That
one.
one.
Yeah, that's sound.
Intestinal cleanse. Is your colon clogged? Then maybe you need some intestinal cleanse. It's a broad spectrum of gastrointestinal cleanse and detoxification formula designed to support a balanced lower digestive tract. It contains a range of tried and tested herbs, and we love herbs, and concentrated foods to support digestive tract health in an easy-to-take capsule form. The ingredients have been handpicked for their anti-parasitic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, and antiviral activities.
Sounds great.
It does, doesn't it? Some of the ingredients include magnesium caprylate, cinnamon, cloves, shiitake, garlic, glucomannan, pumpkin seed, chicory root.
Anyway,
Okay.
it's all good for you. What you get? 15% off, is it? TMHC 15. I think it's that with,
I'm
with
pretty
these.
sure.
Whatever code's on the screen right now, you get that much off. Or in the description, use that. I think it's TMHC 15. You get 15% off your whole order.
I have
There's
these.
loads on there. You've got.
5-HTP. I
Yeah.
have these because it's serotonin.
It's a natural antidepressant.
Serotonin.
Serotonin right out
Go
the
and
bottle.
buy that.
You got lion's mane mushroom tincture. Put that in your coffee in the morning. It's good for your brain.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff on there. Go check it out for yourself. See if there's anything that benefits you there. Make yourself feel better.
That's what
Support
we have
local business.
In our coffee, supports memory, focus, and digestion.
Support local business. Support local podcasts. Use the code TMHC15
Support
maybe.
yourself, your own
Support
body.
your own immune system.
by
How about
getting
that?
on these.
Feelsupreme.co.uk. Go check them out. Help us. Back to the podcast. Thanks. Love yous. Bye.
Do your
Okay.
best Homer Simpson woohoo.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! No.
What?
Woohoo! That's more.
Woohoo! You sound more like Mickey Mouse or an owl.
That's just my natural voice.
Woohoo!
I mean, I don't know why in my head I have all these woohoos. It's quite short
Woohoo!
and not like broken.
Woohoo! That's just me though.
What?
When did we ever say I could do the perfect Homer Simpson impression?
We never did.
Yeah, but you're having a go at me for
But
the one I tried
subs
to that I tried to get.
Does the perfect Homer Simpson
Weed box.
impression?
Oh,
on the weed box.
yeah.
And
So
by weed boxes we mean
the people
Heaven
over
Spice holders.
People over at the Stoners Sub, it's the UK's first Stoners subscription box service. Basically, you sign up, they send you all the stuff you need to have a good time. They've got grinders over there, lighters, wraps, skins, flavoured
Nails.
wraps. With there, because you don't get one of them every time. They send you up to, they send you stuff out every month, so you don't have to go to the shop and buy it yourself. They've got great products on there. Go check them out. All different types of infused flavors, blunt wraps and skins and roaches and lighters and grinders. Everything you need, everything you want, and they send you it. You get you can do this little what the bloody hell's it called? Loyalty service.
Or like a stamp
Yeah,
card.
you get a stamp card. You complete 6 purchases, you get a free £5 gift card.
Nice.
Yeah. And
We
look,
love
they're sending you
those.
stuff out that you're going to go and buy the shopping anyway. You can subscribe to a box and save up to 20%. If you use the code TMHC20, that's what you'll get yourself. But they also do these cool smoke boxes.
Yep.
You can make your own ones of these. They have all different things as well, like Rick and Morty, The Simpsons.
You have a loved one who likes to get on it.
Yeah, you can make your own boxes on there. You can choose what products you want and don't want involved in the
This
box, and they'll send
grinder's
them out
got
to you.
Homer Simpson on it, and so's the scales.
So this box comes with a grinder, scales, a smell-proof tin, a joint roller to help you roll your joints, and a nice little rolling tray. And it all comes in a nice little lunch box. You can zip that up, take it everywhere you want with you. Sick. Go check them out. They've got all different designs and that. We're going to be
What
giving
kind
this
of
one away
butties?
as a
Shed.
We're going to be giving this one away as a prize, so keep an eye out for that. But go check out the stonersub.co.uk. See what they've got on there. Get your little subscription set up. Get yourself some lovely new smoking apparatus sent over to you at a discounted rate. Go check them out, the Stoners Sub. Woohoo!
Sound like Dave?
Woo! We'll see us in a bit, on the next bit, which is the episode. Have fun, everyone.
Love you.
I don't know how they do those food diets, like the fighters, because they're training on it, and then they're having to deplete how much.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're eating nice things, aren't they? Like chicken. And
Well, yeah, well,
Sort of.
We
Just eat
serve you-
clean, innit? They just eat like chicken and broccoli.
and train 3 times
Yeah.
a day,
Yeah.
and then dehydrate themselves.
The cutting away to be
yeah.
the worst bit, yeah. Not drinking water.
Is
and
anybody
that.
having that water, by the way?
Oh, well, you can have,
Have
it.
it.
You're not cutting weight now.
He said it.
Oh, you enjoyed it.
I think I proper offended you at download when I come into the warm shack. No, the little.
Okay. I put the heater on in the porta
It was
cabin.
freezing outside, wasn't
It
it?
was cold, so in the porta cabinet we had, there was a heater underneath the table that I found. So I turned it on, and I might have closed all the doors and windows.
He shut it all, and I walked in to get a water, and I went, "Oh, it's proper nice and warm in here. I love it." And then I realised him, Sully, and someone else were all sat down in there, and we were all outside still. And I went, "Oh, no wonder the older fellas are in here because it's dead warm." And he went,
Older.
"Did you just call me an older fella?" And I went, "Well, you're older than me, aren't you?" And he went, "Yeah, but," and I went, "Well, there you go. You're an older fella." Like, soz.
I can imagine like you were in like your older gear and threw your gloves on.
With a blanket.
Yeah.
Little hot soup and that. Yeah. But yeah, and I was like, "Sorry, mate, bye."
We were all just sat talking, probably talking about parking or something like that. You know?
Mortgages.
I didn't even mean it like that either. I was just like the older guys, like, because I
We
went,
were
"How old are you?"
older.
And however old, and I was like, "I'm only 31, so you're older than me." Soz, bye.
got yourself out of there.
I feel 60.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel both dead
You feel
old
older?
and young at the
Yes.
same time.
I feel younger. I feel younger than 42.
No, I'm
Well, that's because
old.
you're playing 16-year-olds online.
Fuck's sake. Careful with statements like that. Fucking thin ice, that. Sorry, I've got water everywhere.
I meant like on your Gears of War or whatever. You play like young people, don't you?
That might be our first ever spit take, you know.
Oh, spit take. Oh, please do that in slow motion.
Funny that.
That's what I meant, because you play like, you got chucked off a game for playing.
Everybody has added that bit themselves.
Chucked off.
You did, didn't
No,
you?
I did get banned, but not necessarily. weren't neccerely.
So it's not because they found out his
children.
age. They didn't find out his age and go, hey, we need to kick him off this.
It was nothing to do with it. I've no idea how old the players were.
No. That's what they all
I was
say.
more. Oh, fucking hell.
Classic line.
Blame me ADHD medication next.
Yeah.
Shout out. It's a bit naughty.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, I'm not going to bump into him again. That's going to be the hardest comeback in comedy. Live from Chesterfield Radio. I'm going to the children's ward.
God. I like the way you saved this for our show.
There's a question to transition to here, but it's
Oh, okay.
it's not a nice transition. But what's one intrusive thought you seem to have on a daily or regular basis? Mine, thanks to Amy, is 75% Fritzl.
That was
Every
me.
day without fail. That's Rob de
Every
Black.
day without fail.
Every day because of you.
Broke that
75%
man's mind.
Fritzl.
So basically, Fritzl's daughter, right? The kids.
Amy come
You
up.
know what? This has really brought me down. This podcast. I thought it'd be like, now I'm going to go home like, we're just in a game. And then we see Alvin Fisher's letter.
Speaking of being trapped, in the
Oh, but this is a mad theory though.
so Fritzl's daughter, like the kids that they've conceived together, are 75% Fritzl, because they're half Fritzl, and then
Like thoroughbred.
and then she's half Fritzl. so they get 25% Fritzl off her. So then they're 75% Fritzl. like if they did a 23andMe, it's 75% Fritzl.
Do you get it?
I do get it. I just didn't want
Don't
anyone
like
to get it.
You never wanted. You didn't ask for it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Rob thinks about that every day.
That was kind of like someone's
Wow.
knocked on and went, "Can you take this parcel for next door?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "I don't really want it, but now I've got it."
Now I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a legacy to leave behind.
But the question was,
Do you have any intrusive
what's the
thoughts?
one intrusive thought you seem to have on a daily or regular
You're
You're
I
gonna
basis?
think you
die.
have loads,
That's
innit?
mine. You're gonna die.
One, I'm
You're
gonna die.
You're gonna die.
2, I could just run this person over. I could just crash this car. You know what I mean? I could just jump off this thing if I want. I think there's loads.
Yeah.
Or is
Mine's
that,
leaving stuff on and it's setting on fire.
or is that an
yeah.
intrusive thought of like you want to do it or you think you've done it?
I think I've done it,
Right. Okay.
but I'm worse when I'm tired.
Mm.
So like if I'm tired, I'll like check everything loads. If I'm not tired, I'm
You
alright.
won't get cameras.
I would just,
Oh yeah.
I just see the fucking
Check.
cat crying. His little paw.
Making a TikTok at home.
Yeah, so I think I'll be like, I've done that. I've left my hair straighteners on. Like,
Yeah,
so I
right.
take pictures of things to prove that I haven't. I guess that's not intrusive thought, though, is it?
No, it's a thought that you don't want. I do think about the death one.
Deaf all the time. Yeah.
Bother me dying that.
No, it's a sweet relief, innit?
Yeah.
Can't
Gives
wait.
me.
I worry about other people dying. Don't worry about me dying.
Oh, God.
My worry is like I'm like I feel like I'm not all the way there yet though. If I died now, I'd be
Right.
like, that was a fucking
Yeah,
just getting somewhere there now, fucking
Yeah.
dead.
I'd have had more spa days.
Yeah.
I use it as a coping mechanism when I'm like behind on editing or something. I'm like, well, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So that clip doesn't need to go
Yeah.
out
No,
right
well, everyone's dead anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know. I think it's easy to just be like, you're shit or whatever. That's one,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, like
Wasted time.
negative.
Oh,
thinking.
You're wasting
Oh,
space.
Imposter.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is an intrusive thought, but with like ADHD, if I'm having a conversation with a group of people, oftentimes I'll lose track of what's being said because I'm thinking about Moomins or something. and like people when I do it as well, people always be like, because I've got a face on when I'm off somewhere in my head, so people are always like, oh, she's fuming with like it happened.
Whatever you're
yesterday.
saying, yeah.
So Phil Chapman was like, oh, Amy wants James to shut the fuck up, and I was literally like, I was thinking about Moomins.
It's like 75%.
Yeah.
Calculated everyone's
that-
ancestry tree.
Yeah, that's
Branch.
but that happens all the time. Like I just go off
Just
on
go off
little
and think
tangents
about
in my
it.
head.
But I get them all, like, just even like, oh, you could just jump off this.
Mm,
You're not gonna know, but you're like, you could though. What would happen? Dead, probably, but.
yeah.
On that morbid thing, right?
Mm.
There was a man who died, right, because he was testing windows that were like unbreakable, and he was showing his student. He was a lawyer, and he was showing his students, look, this window doesn't break, and he'd literally run up against it in a tower block and show them. And one day he did it, and it broke, and he fell through it. And died.
Deserved.
He deserves to die. What a fucking knobhead.
Just both had the same reaction.
What a knobhead. Throw something at it.
Coolest thing ever said on a podcast.
Throw a rock at it.
Deserve to die.
Throw a rock at the window. Throw a hammer at the window. Don't
What
run at the
changed?
window.
If it's bouncing back,
I mean, yeah, but like,
I just
don't run at windows, lad. That's mad.
and don't trust nothing or no one. Like if it says unbreakable,
Just me and the kids now.
but like the Titanic unsinkable. Come on, learn.
yeah, that was like
Learn from-
1912.
Insurance scam. That.
Did you see Mark Nelson's tweet?
Which
He
one?
said,
He's had a lot of
he
comments on
said
this.
100 and, he said 111. Fair play to the Titanic. 111 years later, still taking names.
Saw that one.
Fucking hell. But there was a thing. There's a conspiracy theorist about everything, isn't it? The Titanic was like an insurance job.
Yeah,
There
insurance.
was the Titanic and the Olympia, wasn't it? And
That's right.
there was damage to the Olympia, but they repainted it as
Swap
the Titanic.
swap the name.
Sent
Yeah.
it out, and it was like they shouldn't have even went past any icebergs in the route you meant to go from wherever to, was it New York or whatever? And they were like, they just fucked it off, and because they knew that it was unsecure on that side, so they just fucked it, and then insurance frauded it. That's a
Yeah.
My business teacher told me that when I was in school.
Yeah.
Scouse business.
I'll teach you some real lessons, lad. 5G and all that.
Anyway, let's go the bookies.
Jet fuel cannot.
Chemtrails, lad.
I'm into that chemtrails. I believe
Of
that.
course.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
Now-
Well,
Because you watch some time lapse footage of planes in the sky doing perfect fucking noughts and crosses.
well, Dean reckons that's why people from St Helens are challenged because it's in between Liverpool and Manchester. Major
It's under the flight path. I mean, the jet fuel's fucking with them all.
It would make sense. They need to, like, on Simpsons, put a little dome around St. Helens and lock us all in. Fish coming out of the stinky brook with 3 eyes.
I take it you don't have many St. Helens.
I said it at a barbecue in St. Helens as
said
well.
that to me with sincerity.
Oh, do you reckon that's why everyone's mad round here?
They are mad round
went,
where we live.
What? And I went, just saying, like. And then we were at a barbecue and she went, tell everyone what you said. And I went, just. See all them planes. I mean, that's why you're all mad. But like,
Like
you
you all
do
St.
like,
Helens is an experiment.
but they do like, I know it might not necessarily be like, oh, it's chemtrails to like slowly poison everyone, but they do like cloud seeding to like make it rain in Dubai and shit like that, don't they? In deserts and that. So they are doing that. It's just whether they're doing it just to alter the weather and like reflect the sun to cool the planet down, or whether they're actually like putting phosphorus into the air and like slowly poisoning people. That's where the difference is in it, of like what chemtrails you believe in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you believe we are being poisoned?
There's a lot to take away from this podcast.
I don't, but I tell you one thing.
I'm trying to open your eyes,
Fluoride
Hayley.
in the water.
Well, one thing that fascinates me is because as a race, we're getting less hairy, right? There we are.
And say,
And we're getting smaller.
Penises.
Yeah.
I think that's you.
And Gucci's.
It's the gooches are getting smaller because
The
there's studies on it.
Yeah.
It's phthalates, microplastics in the water.
It's not just microplastics. Do you know what?
Who's studying the gooch? Is there a scientist that's
Barry?
specifically got to measure the gooch?
Genuinely, they're doing it.
Studying.
Gooch ruler.
It's studying. It's Gucci's on key as a wall.
No,
I'm just doing a questionnaire.
Just let me know how big's your gooch. No, genuinely though, kids are being born with smaller gooches and smaller. It's a science studies on it. Google it. Google microplastics.
They give the mother the child. They're just like,
I need to
quickly, let
find
me
this
just-
woman's name. It's like Maria. Something.
What do I have to Google here? 'Cause
Google
this is dangerous.
microplastics in water, making
Shrinking
perineums.
Perineums.
So what do you mean microplastics? Like stuff
There's
like
microplastics in everything. Every
Unavoidable.
week you consume about a credit card's worth of plastic.
Yep.
Start worrying about this, Hayley.
I'm still thinking about fucking Fritz. Oh man, I've got space.
You're 75% Fritzl, 25% plastic.
I thought you two chilled out.
I've had CBD and it's ramped us up.
Podcast to do.
The CBD's counteracted the THC in my body, and now I'm back to my self-loathing self.
but do you know why we're less hairy and smaller knobs? It's true.
We all drink Monster.
No, estrogen.
Estrogen.
Estrogen
In water.
in the water
Because the pill.
Because of the pill.
Women pissing.
Yep.
Probably didn't have to say that last bit.
So we're all slowly turning into women.
Yeah.
Don't make some
Well,
comments about me having the tits, right? Because I can see.
I wasn't making. I'm just.
We've ruined Hayley's day, I
It's a
think.
really lot.
I like it
go
though.
home and smoke it out. I'm just gonna go home and think about it.
Have a
Can't wait for
CBD
the
gummy.
phone call in the car. Do you think I need to speak to them about taking that bit out? I'm not-
Have you got a name for me?
No,
Oh, fuck you, I'll do it myself.
can't find it.
Why are you here?
What's the point in me?
Email in, is your gooch smaller than it used to be?
What's the average gooch size though?
2 inches.
Someone can help with that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Can you
Average
please
gooch
Google that?
size.
What's the average gooch size?
Average
Yeah,
size in your biffin
it's not my history. So
Let's
it's
do
not.
men and women.
What's the average
Because
gooch
women's is much smaller.
size? This can't be
Or
on.
is it
well,
bigger?
it might be.
Not smaller.
I'm trying to work out how to spell perineums.
Yeah, I must have spelled it wrong.
Can I have a go with my vaping here while I
Yeah,
Rose
yeah.
Googling?
Yeah.
Male
go ahead.
fertility determined.
Well, you know the size of the average vapors actually.
But
This
yeah,
is not
like
really-
so the plastics in everything is like killing everyone.
Right, brilliant.
Um,
Yeah, thanks for the water.
Fluoride in the water.
Yeah.
Fluoride, yeah.
Yeah, and that's only up north. They don't have it down south apparently. The
What,
fluoride
fluoride?
in the water, yeah.
Oh, is that true?
So if it's like so
Oh.
necessary,
Then again,
why don't you use it?
what,
Do you wanna
but hang on,
know-
why is it just the north? Why the fluoride?
I think they're trying to
We
bring
should
us
have
off.
all have amazing teeth in the
Dr.
north.
Shanna Swan. She's the one.
Shanna Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah, chemicals called phthalates are causing human babies to be born with malformed and smaller genitals.
Wow.
Mad,
And
isn't it?
the average gooch size, if you're interested,
Yeah, always. Sorry, mate.
is 1.5 inches in women and 2 inches more if you're a man.
1.5 inch on a woman.
Mm.
It's a big gap in it
You've
between.
got your sack, haven't you?
No, on a woman,
you
no.
go beyond- you-
On a woman's
beyond the sack.
between
That's
the
not-
between the bum and the
It's not
fanny.
That's only small.
Yeah, 1.5 inch sounds like a bit big
that.
though.
Sounds massive. That.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
For an average.
But then
No,
again,
Yeah.
you need to get
you
smaller.
got
To be honest,
you've
with
got to remember that there's some
Eat
people
that bottle
who
now.
will-
Depends where they did the tests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. Helen.
Say it, Helen. Long
Yeah.
gooch.
We are known for our
A
exceptional
lengthy gooch.
You're from St. Helens.
So am I.
Yeah.
I-
Your lengthy gooches.
That's what the dream is of.
So what was it? We're going back to intrusive thoughts now.
Oh well, it was things that was killing us. So
Oh yeah, carry on.
fluoride.
That's
So, God, yeah. What else?
Everything in it. Saying
They've got the
everything.
two most neurotic people on the list of things they should worry about.
And there's a theory that it like calcifies your adrenal gland. No,
Your
pineal gland,
pineal gland.
which is what helps with. I don't know. What does that do?
Pineal gland. I
Yeah.
can't spell any of these.
P-I.
That's meant to be your third eye, innit? Your pineal gland. It's meant to be what opens when you go on your DMT trips and all that.
And fluoride calcifies it. Apparently.
So you can't use it.
The major site of the body's melatonin production.
So that's why you can't sleep, because you're drinking too much fluoride.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's in toothpaste and everything.
Yeah, so what, I'm not going to be able to wash now or clean my teeth.
No?
No.
Sorry.
Doesn't help it.
You fit right in.
Amy's a big eye open. John,
I drink the rainwater.
Wazowski from fucking Monsters.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
That's great.
And then all the
Oh, that's great.
all the pesticides on food as well. That's
Yeah.
poison.
Yeah.
So remember when you said you weren't scared of dying?
Yeah.
It's probably
I didn't
good
realise
because
it'd be
it's
such a slow
happening.
I
Yeah.
didn't realise it'd be so slow. I knew like death can be quite slow for some people, but I didn't realise it'd start by like me gooch going
It's coming from
small.
all angles, yeah.
My body going small.
You just slowly turn inside out. As your gooch gets smaller, it goes right away in, and you just turn inside out.
But yeah, there's like a theory that they're trying to wipe out like 95% of the population.
All the percentages and facts on this.
Because we can't like.
Just makes it sound more believable when you've got percentages.
Down some serious rabbit holes on YouTube, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And TikTok as well.
I follow flat Earth pages just to wind people up. Because
Trying to start believing it though, because you like reading it.
No, I like looking at it and go, why do they what's their evidence? What's their arguments of like why they think it's
Why
flat?
they stood next
Some
to
of
us.
it's convincing.
That's what I mean. So then you say that to someone, and then it just winds people up then because you know stuff from both sides. You get what I mean? Like
He's being serious. What do you think's convincing about flat?
The thing that convinced me.
there you go.
This makes sense.
Go on.
Map is flat.
There's a few things that I've seen that you go, I don't know, like all the NASA images are all CGI.
Yeah. Also,
That's it.
if you got a helicopter,
Yeah.
filled it like really full of fuel, flew up, just like hovered
Yeah.
for 8 hours, come back down and land, where would you land?
Same spot.
But doesn't the Earth?
Shouldn't.
Yeah, but it turns like really slowly.
But in 8 hours, it's going to have moved a bit.
Well, it's not like a fucking atlas, is it?
But it's not
But-
moving slowly though.
Okay, but you're
It's meant to be moving it.
You're in the gravity of, so if the Earth would spin,
Yeah,
you'd
you'd
be the
spin round
same.
But if
Because
so,
it's- you're
okay.
held in its
So if
gravity.
you're flying the
Yeah.
opposite direction of the Earth, spinning at however
but
many
that's not
thousands.
what the
No,
experiment was if
no.
you
But
were
I'm
in
telling
opposite
you,
direction.
why if you fly one way as a flight to like
Australia.
yeah, not like 3 hours because the Earth spins at 4,000 miles an hour.
Because
You should be able to
alright.
fly
Gravity?
against it. You should be able to
Gravity or
fly
something?
opposite ways to the Earth and get there well quick. That's what they say. Answer that.
I believe it.
This is what I mean. I go, oh, it must be true, whatever. Or like, how was the sun 93 million miles away and the moon is dead close, but they're the same size? Exactly. Weird.
because the
Sun's
sun's way
bigger.
bigger.
Yeah, but exactly the same size, so you can have an eclipse
all
that
That's a good
matches
point.
over.
Yeah, that's a good point when you think about
Yeah.
things like, they are
And why?
identical. Yeah.
Why don't all rocks on Earth illuminate light like the moon does when
moon-
sun hits them?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's reflecting special space rock.
They're saying it's its own luminary. It's its own luminary force. But then you go, well, how'd you get half moons though if the Earth's flat?
And what's on the other side of the
Do you know,
moon?
I just worry about things like paying me rent and like.
They do the dark side of the moon. I find that fascinating.
What do you think about the moon landings, Barry?
I think it was a politically motivated
Yeah,
hoax.
yeah. So
Yes.
that it's like show off.
I think the
So that
videos are
instead of
fake,
the
but
Germans
people
getting there,
might
like,
have
we
been
did
It was the Russians.
It was Russians.
It was
It
the
was the space race,
it was
wasn't
the
it?
space
Yeah.
race, and it was at a time when the U.S. president really he needed a fucking
Needed a
big flex.
Yeah.
He needed a big flex, and everybody was looking at Russia very nervously.
Yeah.
And
Because we've never been back.
We have never
Not
been
been back.
And it
What's
was
the reason they give for not going back though?
Not nah.
pointless.
Whose ass we've been.
like Butlins. Go once.
Seen it, been there.
Not worth the journey.
But yeah, I think people might have been, but the video was fake. Do you know what I mean?
Elon Musk going to be taking people up to the moon and that?
That's what I mean. He wants to go to Mars and that.
Now they've sacked that off now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Branson and that, he had a special plane, didn't he? He's not bothering anymore. He can't be arsed with
Yeah.
it.
And like
Can't be asked to trains anymore.
who filmed it when the spacecraft leaves the moon? There's a video of the spacecraft leaving. Who filmed that? How did they get that footage
And why
back?
did they not think about that? Like, if there was
Do you know why?
hoax-
Because it went on the telly once, and then never
that's
again.
The thing.
Yeah.
There's
In
no
1969.
Yeah, they
when
show
no
it
one had a
once, everyone
telly.
goes, fuck off, no way, that's mad. Did you see it last night? Oh no, I missed it. Oh, it was crazy. They was fucking bouncing around the moon and that. And now people get it up on the internet and they go, hey, he looks like he's just been pulled about by strings there. And people like depict it and go, that looks like it's photoshopped and all this. And there's no wind on the moon. Why is that flag blowing? Why is there two light sources when the sun's there? Like, people have had time to like pick the video apart.
There's a rock with a letter on it.
Yeah.
There is. There's a rock that's got a letter on it. I think it's a marking for a prop.
Yeah. So like, but when it's on the news once and if you didn't see it, you missed it
Yeah.
forever. Then
And
you
they
can get
didn't
away with
think that
anything.
we were going to have YouTube.
Yeah, you can
years
get away
later
with
to
anything.
watch it.
Loads of stuff back then probably was fucking hoaxed and that. Do
But
you know
then
what I mean?
you say all this, but then you'll happily watch a ghost video where you can see someone with fishing wire pulling something across. And you're like, that's real. You do.
No. No, I think it's...
Sometimes.
Is that one you showed me with the kid and you're like, that kid's being dragged by a ghost? I was like,
that one is freaky.
that is fishing
That
wire.
Who puts fishing wire on a kid?
Albert
Alright,
Fish.
Oh, what a great name for that bit as well.
Sometimes the Lord does give it.
Yeah, there's loads of shit like the like false flags and stuff where the government do stuff to like get certain things like the
Especially now with everything that's going on in the Ukraine and Russia, now you learn so much about what Russia are doing and claiming. And because we're looking at it from an outside point of view now going, well, that's not true. You're just doing this because we know you're trying to justify what you're about to. So you see it more clearly that way.
yeah with like the internet and that. But like you said, I just don't think they expected YouTube to be a thing, so they went, right, we'll just bang that out.
Yeah.
But like, and people I think were a lot more not gullible's maybe not the word, but you know, if you hear something on the news or on the radio, they think, oh, that is fact.
Gospel.
Like back then. You've still like older people than that will now. They see anything on Facebook and they go, "That's real," instantly. Not you not that. You know what I mean? No. Read something in the paper and go, "This is not a lie. This is fact because it's the news." Do you get what I mean? Like,
But what gets me, it's because it's like it was 1969
Yeah.
and we had a live feed from the moon that was beamed into...
We did.
I can't make a video call from a travel lodge.
yeah, I
Right.
can't get signal in
You can't
Central
get
Station,
signal. Yeah. How are we getting fucking
and I pay
moon
£100 a
signals?
month. What are we doing? Do you get what I mean? But what I was gonna say, sorry about back in the day, like when War of the Worlds played on the radio for the first
I
time,
thought it was real.
people thought it was real. People thought aliens were invading.
It's
So-
happened in my lifetime. It happened in 1991 with Ghostwatch.
Yeah.
They put a thing out on the BBC, which was apparently a live broadcast from a haunted house on Halloween. And, of course, it wasn't. It was all set up. It was all pre-recorded. But they put it out saying it was live.
Yeah.
And I
People
can
just believe
remember
it.
the meltdown about it.
Yeah. So
Like-
when you go, we went to the moon. Is this video? Mad that one?
Yeah.
See you tomorrow with more news. And then you go, whoa, that was crazy. We went to the moon. Is right. We won the space race and that. And then they go, yeah, you'll never ask about that ever again. And then like fucking 40 years later, everyone's like, what's this string here?
Getting questioned. on
Yeah,
a
Stanley
podcast in
Why,
Liverpool.
like, why the fuck is what's Stanley Kubrick saying? What the fuck? He's going, yeah, I filmed it all, mate. It was sick.
The Blur Witch did everyone with their marketing like that, didn't
Yeah,
they? People
yeah.
Did
started
in the
to believe
US,
that.
the cat was out the bag.
Was it?
Over here, though. But
Yeah.
They just had a website and a
yeah, it was a
and
web.
film.
People thought it was a real hunt for these students who went missing and then said, oh, the tape's been found and we're
And here they
going to
are.
release it as a feature film.
in the Odeon.
Yeah. It's very well done, though. It's very convincing that it was
Yeah.
real terrifying.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you believe in ghosts, Taylor?
She does now.
A lot of things I've got to think about, to be honest with you. A lot of things
Career.
to take away.
Do you want a doggy bag?
Like a lot of stress.
I guess I do, yeah. I mean, I do. I mean, I'm not like overly think about it. I think I wouldn't, if I seen one, I wouldn't be like, I'm not like a denier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm at that point with it where I'd rather have something happen so I know
It's real or not.
Yeah, because when I was younger, I was like really into like getting freaked out by it, and then as I got older, I sort of was like, oh, I've got other things I'm scared of now. So when I watch horror films, I don't get scared of them unless it's about like fucking someone breaking in your house and trying to kill you or something. Do you know what I mean?
That's horrible.
And I go, that's more real. Like that could happen. That one, that's terrifying. That, but I don't get scared by like ghost ones or exorcism ones anymore. But if I was there in real life, it might be different. The experiencing something, but I've just never really experienced anything. Do you know what I mean?
I've not.
That's made me go, oh yeah, I'm on to this now. Yeah.
No, but then when I speak to some people and I go, oh yeah, I don't think they'd lie about it. Do you know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
like they experience it. So that's why I think, oh, there might be.
With this whole like thing of you go to different realms when you do DMT and that, there's nothing saying that there's not like some sort of crossover dimension that you can't even see, and some people can. Because of whatever.
Even, like, we can only see a very small portion of like the light spectrum. So you know how like dogs and cats can see different things to us.
Do you believe in auras and that then? I think people have good auras and bad auras.
Well, you can take a photograph of someone's aura. It's Curlian photography.
Well, when we was in Amsterdam with Have a Word, Carl saw my aura. He said it was lovely blue and white or something, and then he saw Adam's and said it was black. So maybe.
Because I do think like you get a sense of like this is like different but all related. Like you get a sense of when someone's good, you just think, oh, they're a really good person. You know, when you meet someone and you just know they're a good person, even though you don't know him well.
Yeah, that's just like energies in it.
Yeah.
That Kabbalion is like an ancient text in it of. And it's that basically breaks down to like everything's particles, and all particles are in a constant vibrating motion.
Energy and motion.
So everything's energy. So like you being a positive person, you will give off a positive energy, and that's why they say about the law of attraction and manifesting, because everything's just particle on a particle level. Yeah. It's all just vibrations. You can tune into certain frequencies and shit like that. But who knows?
Yeah.
Did we go to the moon?
we were saying like, because I've not done anything with you ghost wise, because you've covered it and stuff.
It's done. Yeah,
but we haven't done a castle.
Ooh,
I have a word into Chillingham
like
Castle.
A Scottish castle.
A Scottish castle. That sounds good.
Scottish ghost sounds scarier as well.
Yeah. And we want to go somewhere
laddie.
Monks.
Yeah.
Why monks?
Or like nuns. A
little nunnery. Do you know about
There's
the
a
road?
Haunted nunnery. I know of it.
Do you know about the road in that links Muggle and Formby? That's meant to be haunted.
Just the road.
There's a road with a big wall on, and there's a cross painted on the wall, and that was meant to be like an old convent or something. And apparently, one of the nuns died.
There's a few,
and that strip of road's meant to be haunted. And my granddad used to like fuck with us when he'd drive past and he'd like turn the engine off and be like, "Oh, the car'll stop working," and all that. And we'd fucking shit. But like I've heard that my uncle and my stepdad drove past and like they've seen fucking Headless Horseman and shit like that.
I think
there's a bridge up north somewhere, or it might even be Scotland, where all the if you're walking it, your dog will jump off it. It's like it's honestly it's a proper, it's like a big thing.
If you walk on it, your dog will jump off it.
I think the council have had to put a sign up.
It's a fake, but the dog jumping bridge.
No, the council have put a sign up, and I think it's got
dog bungee,
like
£5.
Rainbow Bridge.
No. It's got a picture. And it's
why is the dogs jump off it? Just
maybe it's because it's too narrow. They just
panic.
No. But it was like
I
like it. Yeah.
It was like becoming like a nuisance.
For fuck's sake! Every time the dog jumps off this bastard bridge. Yeah, a nuisance.
To get one of those light leaves.
I love that it's just a bit of a nuisance. Everyone's dogs are fucked off.
Bloody hell, another one gone.
Well, yeah, what if you live under the bridge? Here we go. Here we go. Dog suicide bridge.
Dog suicide bridge. That's
Why
exactly
do
what
so
it
many
says on
pets
the-
keep leaping into a Scottish gorge? Hundreds of Scots insist their pets have thrown themselves off Dumbarton's dog suicide bridge.
Independent this as
I
well.
know,
It's
yeah.
not even like.
Yeah, Overton Bridge.
Overton Bridge.
Overton Bridge,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have to
Well,
go
we'll
there and
go
see
there.
if our dogs jump off.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Right, we're going to Scotland to do a special at Kai Humphrey's indoor dog
Oh
park.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna do like shit crufts. So what if after we've done shit
Take 'em
crufts,
for a walk.
we all
Take 'em
go-
all.
We'll see.
we'll see.
See who the real winner is.
Yeah.
Last dog to die wins.
Final obstacle.
What a sad image that is of just a load of people walking back with empty dog leads.
Yeah.
Like the 80s.
Oh, that'd be funny if you went with one of them invisible dog leads and walked down.
I've got the ghost one.
Yeah. Hey, come back, come on. Oh, here he is. Fucking hell.
Oh,
That's mad that there's a
I
dog
love-
suicide bridge, though.
Yeah.
Just
Crazy,
happens
that.
in some places.
just stop.
What do you mean?
Just stop.
Doesn't just
These
happen, no.
things happen.
What other, is there any other animal things that you know of? Like mass suicide places for
That's the only one I've heard
horses
of.
or
It's
anything?
it's the only one that I've heard of. I know there's a road over in Lincoln where Richard Madeley saw something terrifying.
Yeah, Judy. Yeah.
No, he did it, and it's called the Ruskington Horror.
Yeah.
And I did a ghost hunt there with my mate Christina.
Quote Richard Madeley as a source. No, it happened because Richard Madeley.
All right,
Oh, sorry.
I'll forget it.
No, sorry. I
No,
should
it doesn't. No, you're mocking.
I'm not. No, I do want to know what Richie Madeley has to say about
He was driving along and he saw something and he called it the Ruskington Horror.
The Ruskington Horror.
And I went there with my mate Christina and we like sat about for a bit and we didn't say anything.
No.
So who knows? Maybe it either.
Fuck Richard Madeley.
Will you Google most haunted castle in Scotland? Because we're going.
Surely you'd know that.
Most haunted castle in Scotland.
See if you can beat Google.
Glenmorris.
Okay.
Glenmorris.
Tell you what was really like eerie. My Edinburgh Fringe venue, 2008, really very vacant. Must have been some sort of curse.
Deaths on stage.
Lots of deaths every night.
Barcaladine Castle is coming up here.
Some dog related again.
just Edinburgh's got so much.
Yeah, because of the play. Like, didn't they just build on?
Yeah,
dead
they built
bodies?
up,
Just
then
built
it
over.
burnt, and then people ended up living underneath it.
Yeah.
And then you've got all the stuff that went down at the Norlock, which is now Princess Gardens. That was a man-made lock originally.
Right, and what
It
happened
was
there?
just full of bodies. They used to do things like ducking, you know, like the ducking stool with witches and things like that.
Oh,
I thought you meant
okay.
like apple ducking. And I was like, it's all right.
What's the ducking stool? If you fucking
Yeah, are you a witch or you not?
if you
She
float.
floats, she's a witch.
Yeah, right.
Stone her to death
Yeah, yeah.
or burn
Ooh.
her
Have you been
if she
to-
sinks.
Pendle Hill.
Looks like it was.
Pendle Hill, the witches. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alice Nutter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That's
there's
where the
a
word
few
come from, wasn't it?
That's where the word.
Right,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. There's few farmhouses around there.
Do you know the thing about like witches and that essentially being tied to mushrooms and hallucinogenics and that
Got
ergot?
in the bread.
It's like a
so-
mold or that you get on wheat, which is similar to like a LSD.
Right.
So like they use this ergot and it made like trippy bread essentially, and then they give the bread out and everyone start tripping and they think you've poisoned, you've
Yeah.
you've put a spell on me.
Not on purpose.
Not
Like
on
it's just your
purpose.
eyes gone off.
But then like, it's come from your bakery or whatever, and they'd be like, she's a witch. She fucking poisoned us all and that.
Yeah.
And apparently as well, they also used to like this. You're gonna have to Google this one. Who sends it? Naomi Mitchell. Something about masturbating with the broomsticks and that.
Which is masturbating.
This is apparently loads of stuff. Like everything's fucking links back to psychedelics, hallucinogenics. You
The
know,
first one comes up as a Vice.
Google that.
Google it on your laptop. Though.
Maybe like go incognito or something.
Yeah,
The first thing that comes up is a Vice article that says "riding dirty," a sweeping look
It's
at
a lyric,
witches.
isn't it? From like
yeah.
you see.
So is there anything in that about like putting stuff on brooms and masturbating with it?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Well, there was that thing that
Something about
that Harry
herbs on
Potter
brooms.
broom that was like it was a massive hit
Oh, did they make it into because there was
No. It was like a Harry Potter broom, like had buttons on it, and so you put it
Oh.
between your legs and you press a button, and when it was like flying, it like brrr,
That's right.
like families would like everybody wanted to go on the broom. Like they were like, why is this the most popular
Why
kids
is this so
toy?
popular?
Yeah, why is my 17-year-old daughter, which is not even into Harry
Do you
Potter?
even like Harry Potter? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. My
hilarious,
wife's
though.
45 and she's jumping around the garden
Yeah.
with this broomstick trying
Haven't
to
even
fly.
seen it, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah.
Popping out for a game of Quidditch. What does it say about the brooms?
We do have to go.
We'll go. We'll go.
Just love to.
We're wrapping up.
We're just gonna end on the broom wanking. One
We'll end it
sec.
up with the broom
Let's
wanker.
wrap up on broom. Broom wanking.
Just says that they had herbs on the brooms.
Put herbs on the brooms and then put them in the fannies.
I
And
think
that's
you
it.
made that last bit up.
I never. It's on there. Maybe I was on the wrong page.
You had two stuck together.
I was on Pornhub. To be fair, it was Halloween on Pornhub. That's what I was on. forgot to mention that bit. So.
You typing that in. Which
Well, I'll research that and we'll come back with that next episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I've read about them fucking putting psychedelics on the brooms and masturbating with them and that.
Okay, dear.
Yeah, there's a
Thanks
lot
for
about it,
coming
but
on.
not a lot about
Thanks
the
for coming
masturbating.
on.
Well, tune in next week.
That's a really nice time.
No,
all
honestly,
gonna
it's been
ride, bro.
class. Thanks for coming on. So the Warriors pod. Is that what it is? The Warriors.
it's going to be a
the
really
Warriors
big
podcast.
episode.
Tune in next week to see how much we've affected them.
It'll be us fretting.
It'll
So
be- it'll
The
be-
Warriors podcast, or it's just the Warriors.
all
on-
audio. Or is it video as well?
We put some video stuff out. We've done a video thing on Patreon where, because we try to keep it vaguely themed, so we did because I get bad stage fright,
Right.
and we did a video special where Hayley was going to cure me of my stage fright by getting in some theatre experts to give me some training. A yoga woman to help me do some yoga to calm down, and then I had to go and do Beat the Frog.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't do it as myself, and I couldn't do it with. We picked subjects out of a bucket that people had suggested an hour before I was due on stage, and I had to write 5 minutes of material to
From
do
them
Beat the
things.
Frog based on these things that were suggested.
That's hilarious.
And the results are on Patreon.
It is right. So
Ooh,
go check that out.
Good.
And are you doing any shows coming up or anything? Going to Edinburgh or tours or anything?
November.
I don't know what date. We're doing a live show at the Nottingham Comedy Festival.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that'll be next. And we'll probably do another one.
Have you got a social media set up for the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll put all that in the thing.
Witches, brooms.
Yeah. I'm gonna find this for the next episode. Go check them out. Just with the herb. Yeah.
We are, but we're on like Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, just so you can see where
Yeah.
like for the live show and
Yeah,
stuff like
but it's
that,
all
where to
like-
get the
like,
podcast and that.
Linktree.
Yeah,
And also follow them.
It's a very laid back
Yeah, yeah.
podcast. The whole idea of the podcast, when we started doing it, we just said that it had to be like just stress free and relaxed. And I think it has been
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty.
Well, for stress free, and then we talk about our stresses, and then afterwards you go, bloody hell.
Stress.
Yeah, like full of anxiety.
Sorry for
yeah.
stressing you out
It's not
this
stressing me out,
week.
just give me a lot to think. I'm like genuinely now.
Well, we loved having you on, and welcome back anytime as well. And we'll all try and go to a spooky place sometime. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where can we find you, Cameron? Where are you at?
At Lights Camera in Action. Also, I'm doing a comedy festival in
You've
St.
set
Helens.
up a comedy festival on
Yes.
your own, haven't you?
Yes. St. Helens Comedy Festival,
Yeah.
full of
Do you want
mutants.
to be haunted by chemtrails?
Really small goofies on stage that night.
But tickets are flying for it, surprisingly. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was going to
Yeah.
go down too
That's
well.
right.
So
Some great
Yeah.
acts.
So go check
Yeah.
it out. There's some sick
Dean's on.
lineups, yeah. There's some sick
Tom
people
Robinson.
Tom Lawrence and Sam
on.
Avery,
Dan Tiernan's doing a show there.
Dan
as well.
Tiernan, Molly McGuinness, Tegan Marlowe.
Yeah.
I would have done
Loads.
it, but wasn't asked.
There was 10 shows, you were 11th.
Yeah. You can do next year if you want.
Yes, please.
So yeah, go check that out. Tickets for that are available now. We've got Patreon. There's loads on there. Dungeons and Dragons will be on there by now. The second instalment where we properly get
So good.
involved. The burlesque's on there.
Talent
We're gonna have
shows.
talent.
Talent
All the
shows.
talent shows are on there.
And we're moving to
Moving to
heebie-jeebies, and they've got a
heebie-jeebies.
smoke machine, so it's all going off.
Going up in the world. Next talent shows with Brennan Reese. That'll be a good one. So
Yep.
get tickets for that. Come down. Sign up to the Patreon. It's £3. Loads of stuff on there.
Yes.
There's always stuff going on there. And yeah, we'll see you all next week with some follow up on witches, broomsticks. And that.
Love you, bye.
Nice one for
Lovely.
listening, everyone. Thanks for
Thanks,
coming on, guys.
guys.
Appreciate it. See you
I
all
don't
later.
mind clapping.
Bye-bye.
Bye.